think?
We'll continue to see clouds break up this morning. Cold weather around. Wind chills down below zero. Single-digit temperatures being replaced by only the low 20s this afternoon. Becoming partly cloudy, so it'll be a good-looking day. Overnight tonight, a few clouds with the stars will fall back to 9 above. Tomorrow above freezing, mostly sunny 35. Friday, plenty of sunshine, low 40s. Saturday, cloudy mid-40s. Sunday, some morning rain showers, highs low 50s. I'm meteorologist Ray Stidgick, a Weather Channel on WCLU, your home for local.
Thank you, Ray. Let's look at the current conditions. The winds are out of the southwest at around 8 miles an hour, which gives us the wind chill of -4 when you factor in everything. Speaking of factoring, let's take a look at the way things are as far as the precipitation goes for today. We had in water content, we had 9 100ths, 0.09. And if you calculate that forward into what the, I guess, the depth of any snow that fell is, it's going to be 3,600, 0.36, about a third of an inch of snowfall yesterday. But I can tell you this, not a bit of it thawed overnight because, like I say, we're in the deep freeze. 7 degrees here from the studios of WCLU. Pressure's up at 30.59. And let's see. Let's just go ahead and go to the newsroom and check in with News Director Angela Briggs with round one of local news. Angela, good morning.
Good morning, Henry. In closings and cancellations for today, Barron County schools are closed. Cave City Christian Church will have no night services. Cavern is closed. Edmonson County. Gethsemane Baptist Child Care will open at 6:30. Wednesday, they'll close at 2 p.m. this afternoon. Gethsemane Educational Institute's closed. Glasgow schools are closed. Barron County Boys and Girls Club, KCTCS, all campuses. Metcalfe County schools are closed. WKU Bowling Green and Owensboro are on normal schedule, but E-Town, Fort Knox, and Glasgow campuses are closed. Weather and snow and ice-covered roads have been listed as contributing factors in yesterday morning's crash on I-65. State police arrived at the scene of the crash at the 70-mile marker southbound near the Bonneville exit yesterday morning. 54-year-old Kenneth Miller of Florida was driving an '07 Volvo semi when he struck a Kentucky Transportation Cabinet safety patrol vehicle. 64-year-old Randall Simmons of Munfordville was in that patrol vehicle, which was parked in the emergency lane with lights activated. He was alerting oncoming traffic of a stalled Greyhound bus. Upon impact with the safety patrol vehicle, the Volvo semi-truck continued its path of travel, striking a parked Ford F-150 service truck, which was parked in front of the safety patrol vehicle. As a result, that service truck then struck the Greyhound bus, which was parked ahead of it. A short time later, a second semi-truck and trailer, operated by 52-year-old Russell Collins of Indiana, struck the '07 Volvo, causing further damage to both Miller's vehicle and the service truck. A total of 21 people were transported to area hospitals for treatment of injuries. 18 occupants of the Greyhound were transported to both Hardin Memorial and Caverna hospitals for treatment of non-life-threatening injuries. They were treated and released. 3 occupants of the service truck were transported as well. 2 of those were treated and released. The third occupant, a juvenile, was transported to Kosar Children's Hospital, where they are listed in stable condition. State police say the investigation is ongoing. Wanted to thank the Upton Volunteer Fire Department, Bonneville, Munfordville, State Police Post 4, Commercial Vehicle Enforcement, Barron Metcalfe EMS, Hart County EMS, as well as Hardin County EMS for their assistance. From Barron County to Beale Street. A couple of years ago, a mutual friend told me that I should invite Keith Hurt to come by the station. Now, I'm an avid supporter of local music and musicians. While I'm no expert when it comes to music reviews, I do know what sounds good and what stands out. So on a random weekday just before noon, Keith Hurt and Lee Hammer walked into the station, completely unassuming and down to earth, and they began to set up in our production room. Now, I really didn't know what to expect. Considering today's headlines, I'm rarely ever shocked. As the duo began to warm up, I was completely taken off guard. Behind the genuine smile, which also radiates from his eyes, Keith Hurt had a voice that any blues artist would envy and found a way to perfectly balance both the grit and the joy of blues music. And then Lee began to play the harmonica. Wow, I can see why Keith describes him as a lion.
He's a lion with the harmonica. He's a lion. Rawr. I mean, it's he gets big and he's so in, and you go ride with him. It's beautiful. It's fun. It's blues.
While I can't imagine the hours Lee spent practicing, the sound seems to flow effortlessly as he plays, and I've always heard this is the sign of a truly talented musician. Now, when I asked Keith what he felt made for good blues music, he said it really wasn't about being perfect.
It ain't all about flash and being perfect. I mean, some of that good stuff is raunchy, out of tune a little bit. It's about the feel. It's about low light, thick smoke, sweat.
Perfect or not, this duo, who call themselves Hurt and Hammer, arrived in Memphis yesterday to compete in the International Blues Challenge. Winning the regional competition and representing the Kentucky Blues Society, the sounds of Hurt and Hammer will be heard on Beale Street in Memphis, which is the original home of the blues.
That's the ultimate. I mean, with the restaurant stuff, it's the timing's all weird, but I'm going. I'm not going. I don't think there'd be much to keep me from going. And I don't care how much it snows. I got a GPS on my phone. We'll walk. Shuffling back to Memphis, that's what we'll do. I love that place. This is my first time on Beale Street. Used to go down to Memphis on working on cows.
But now you're going for something you love.
I love cows too. Yeah, medium rare, something like that.
According to their website, the International Blues Competition represents the worldwide search for those blues bands and solo duo acts ready to perform on the international stage, just needing an extra break. Now, when it comes to his favorite blues musician, Keith doesn't hesitate with his answer.
Muddy Waters would be my first choice. And when you get to Muddy, you go everywhere else. All things come from Muddy. They say Robert Johnson, but and some say Son House. Muddy knew Son House. He never met Robert Johnson. I think all things come from Muddy. And Howlin' Wolf. Howlin' Wolf drove himself up to Chicago in his own car with $3,000 in his pocket. He was always his own man. Muddy would be my guy.
The International Blues competitions last through the weekend, and if they win there, well, there's pretty much not much else, or not many more places they can go. 6:15 a.m., 7 degrees.
Are you
expert analysis? We've confirmed their potential. With intense training, we've prepared them for any occurrence. We've taken their strengths and made them stronger. Now it's time to see what they're made of. Presenting the future face of ISU Pettigo Lessenberry Insurance.
Hello, I'm Jared Pursley.
And I'm Daniel Bird.
And we're more than prepared to serve you here at ISU Pettigo Lessenberry Insurance.
Growing with a proud community since 1902.
At PBI Bank, we pride ourselves on providing great customer service with a hometown feel. We invite you to come in and meet our friendly staff who can help you apply for a mortgage, apply for an ag loan, open an account, or help with any other banking service. Trust PBI Bank to be your banking partner for personal or business accounts. Come visit or call us today. We are a Kentucky-based community bank serving the Commonwealth for more than a century. Stop in or visit online at pbibank.com to learn more about what we can offer you.
Hi, I'm Fred Parrish here at Parrish Carpet in Glasgow, Kentucky. My parents started this business over 50 years ago, so we know flooring here at Parrish Carpet. We have a large showroom and a big selection in stock. We do custom binding and we do free estimates. We've served a lot of people in the 50+ years, and we'd like to thank each and every one of you. So if you have a flooring need, come see us at Parrish Carpet.
From the Kentucky News Network, I'm Ed Huckleberry.
In more local news, West Central Kentucky gas prices are up by 3 cents over the week, averaging $2.37 a gallon, according to AAA East Central's fuel gauge report. On the national front, gas prices jumped 4 cents this week, landing today's national average at $2.53. According to the EIA, gas demand increased by 164,000 barrels this week to register at a total of 8.8 million. At the close of Friday's formal trading session, West Texas Intermediate increased 50 cents to settle at $64.30. Oil prices ended higher last week following the release of EIA's first report of 2018, which showed domestic crude oil production dropped by nearly 300,000 barrels a day. Now, some market observers are encouraged that oil prices will continue to climb as production slows and inventories grow tighter. However, the drop in production may be short-lived. Baker Hughes Incorporated reported last week the number of active oil rigs in the U.S. was up by 10, bringing the total to 752. Now, when it comes to local averages for 1 gallon of regular unleaded, it's a three-way tie for the lowest. Smiths Grove, Brownsville, and Bowling Green are all at $2.39. Everyone else, it seems, is in a tie for highest. Munfordville, Cave City, Horse Cave, Park City, Scottsville, Tompkinsville, Edmonton, and Glasgow are all at $2.43. Governor Matt Bevin's proposing the elimination of 70 state government programs to free up money for his administration's top priorities, including retirement systems for teachers and government workers, to purchase new cruisers and weapons for state troopers, and to hire additional prosecutors and public defenders to eliminate a backlog of court cases. Tom Latek with Kentucky Today said Bevin didn't specify which programs are on the chopping block in a speech Tuesday to a joint session of the House and Senate, but he said they'll be scattered throughout state government. Bevin says budget aims to get the state's finances in order, calls for difficult choices to be made to deal with the massive pension liability, which he estimated at $60 billion. Now, Bevin said some of the spending cuts he proposed could be avoided if lawmakers pass meaningful pension reform during the current legislative session. Projections call for modest revenue growth of 2.7%, or $287.5 million in 2019, 2.6 in 2020 as well. Bevin's proposal would provide $1 billion for the retirement fund of state employees and nearly $2.3 billion for teacher retirement over a 2-year period. In all, about 14.5% of general fund revenue would be dedicated to the retirement system. Now, while the budget proposal protects the state's per-student contributions to public education, it also would require school districts to help pay for their employees' health insurance and to use their local reserve funds. Those funds, he said, total nearly $1 billion and can be used to help with the cost of educating children and paying teachers. Bevin's proposal also calls on local boards to cut administrative costs and move those dollars into the classroom. It also calls for a $100 million bond pool to support workforce investment across the state. A similar bond pool was established 2 years ago. He did propose spending $24 million to increase the salaries of child protection workers and add additional child protection workers across the state. The salary increases begin in July, giving them 6 months to get the right people in place, he said. Bevin hired Dan Dumas, an adoption czar, last year to make recommendations, but has terminated the lucrative position after 7 months. Adoption and foster care would receive $10.8 million. The budget also provides funding for 75 new prosecutors, 51 public advocates, a move intended to reduce a backlog of cases in the state's court system. It also recommends the complete elimination of almost 70 programs and requires across-the-board cuts of 6.25% of every other. He said there simply isn't enough money. House Minority Leader Rodney Atkins said there were a lot of bipartisan issues, but he expressed some issues with education. He also had reservations about school districts dipping into their reserve funds. In local 911 activity, there was a house fire on Slinker Road. Hiceville Volunteer Fire Department responded to that yesterday. The wreck on I-65, Barron Metcalf EMS and State Police responded to that. There was a vehicle accident. Cave City Fire Department responded to that around noon. And there was a fire on Hollow Road yesterday evening. East Barron, Haywood, and Temple Hill Volunteer Fire Departments responded. With WCLU Local News, I'm Angela Briggs. It's 6:21 a.m., a very chilly 7 degrees.
From the Kentucky News Network, I'm Ed Huckleberry. The pain of budget cuts will be felt by nearly all state agencies as Governor Bevin outlines his proposed spending cuts for lawmakers.
For state government across the board, you're going to see a cut in the next biennium of 6.25%.
In his State of the Commonwealth address, Governor Bevin calls for significant yet strategic cuts and complete elimination of 70 programs.
I'd love to sit here and give you lots of rah-rah. Nobody likes the idea of having to cut budgets. Nobody likes the idea of having to make these difficult decisions. decisions. There is not enough money.
He says the reason for those cuts is the $3.31 billion proposed to spend on the state's retirement systems. I'm Haley Hansen.
4 Kentucky lawmakers are waiving an initial hearing before an ethics commission investigating their involvement in a secret sexual harassment settlement. Former House Speaker Jeff Hoover and Representatives Jim DeCesare of Bowling Green, Brian Linder of Dry Ridge, and Michael Meredith of Oakland are under investigation by the Legislative Ethics Commission. The commission says they've agreed to skip the probable cause hearing and go straight to scheduling a hearing to decide whether or not they committed ethics violations. Attorney General Andy Beshear creates a special unit to investigate sexual assault cold cases.
This team can and will get justice for survivors.
Funded by a $3 million federal grant, the unit will include a victim advocate, investigator, and prosecutor. Details are sketchy at best this morning, but there are reports one person is dead in Jackson County following a shooting incident. The coroner says it happened Tuesday night in the Sand Springs community. And in the world of sports, the Louisville Cardinals defeat Notre Dame in double overtime last night, 82-78, and the Kentucky Wildcats lose at South Carolina, 76-68. I'm Ed Huckleberry.
This is the Kentucky News Network.
Glasgow Prescription Center is the culmination of my husband's professional career. When he took over GPC, he didn't want to be just good. He'd already done that. He wanted to be great. And I think his patients would agree that he's done just that. Could he get by with a smaller staff? Sure. The gift shop, the flower shop, delivery people, a brand new facility, none of those things are required to have a pharmacy, but that's why it's not just a good pharmacy, it's a great one. I'm really excited to see what Robert is going to do next because I know he's going to put his heart into it.
Everyone wants to know when McRib will be back, including Jamie, who shared that you must answer its call.
Jamie, McRib is back. You posted and we answered.
McRib is back. Answer its call for a limited time only at McDonald's.
Nothing comes before coffee.
How can I help you, gentlemen?
That's why.
Generation of leaders. Support us at 4h.org.
South Central Kentucky Monuments in Glasgow wants you to know that if you've recently lost a loved one or if you're thinking about a pre-need monument, they're here to make the process as stress-free as possible. With plenty of examples and a multitude of custom options, South Central Kentucky Monuments has the ability to offer you exactly what you want or help steer you in the right direction based on your preferences. Let my friends David, Jerry, and Adam Jesse provide the service and craftsmanship you deserve. To learn more, visit southcentralkymonuments.com.
Good morning from WCLU. We are looking at 7 degrees. We are continuing to update our list of cancellations. We did learn from Jeff Wells that Dave's Transportation is going to be operating just for critical care patients today. That's Dave's Transportation, critical care patients. Mary Lee England with the Boys and Girls Club tells us that the Boys and Girls Club is going to be closed today. Boys and Girls Club closed today, and I just got an email from Tina Combs at the Community Medical Care, and she says that Community Medical Care will be closed today. So as we mentioned earlier, talking about the weather forecast, that there wasn't anything that happened overnight that thawed anything out, because we have been at, single digits pretty much all through the night. So let's be aware of that. And we'll update the entire cancellation list for you here in just a couple of moments. But we wanted to give you the very latest that we have coming into us here at WCLU. In area funeral announcements this hour, Stevie Howard Aiken, age 60, of Glasgow, died Tuesday at T.J. Sampson Community Hospital. At this hour, arrangements for Stevie Howard Aiken are incomplete, but will be under the direction of the A.F. Crow & Son Funeral Home. Services for Otis Jewel White, age 85, of Glasgow, will be at 11 o'clock Thursday at the A.F. Crow & Son Funeral Home. Burial is to be in the Glasgow Municipal Cemetery. Visitation begins this afternoon at 3:30. Funeral services for Sylvia Olita Garrett, age 90, will be at 1 o'clock Friday at the Oakley Tribble Funeral Home. Burial is to be in the Bethlehem Cemetery. Visitation will be Thursday from 4 until 8 and Friday from 6 until 1. Funeral services for Willadine Simmons Hicks, age 83, of Scottsville, will be at 11 o'clock Saturday at the Harwood and Strode Funeral Home. Burial will follow in the Crescent Hill Cemetery in Scottsville. Visitation will be from 4 until 8 Friday and after 7:30 on Saturday. Services for Roger Crabtree will be at 1 o'clock Friday at the Rolling Hills United Baptist Church. Burial will follow in the Caney Fork Cemetery. Visitation at the church Friday from 11 until time for service. Services for Clara Mae Shoopman will be at 2 o'clock Thursday at the A.F. Crow & Son Funeral Home, with burial to be in the Glasgow Municipal Cemetery. Visitation Thursday from 10 until time for service. Services for Mary Edith Gooch Birch, age 90, of Tompkinsville, will be Thursday at 1 o'clock at the Tompkinsville Church of Christ. Burial to follow in the Skaggs Creek Cemetery. Visitation today from 1 until 8 and Thursday after 8 a.m. until time for service at the church. Services for Richard Allen Benningfield, age 79, of Glasgow, will be at 1 o'clock Thursday at the Hatcher and Sadler Funeral Home. Burial will follow in the Columbia City Cemetery. Services for Margaret Esther Grider Moore, age 77, of Burkesville, will be at 2 o'clock this afternoon at the Norris New Funeral Home. Burials to be in the Grider Memorial Cemetery in Cumberland County. Obituary information is available 24 hours a day at WCLUradio.com. No login is necessary.
Okay, Mom. The gutters are clean and I fixed the doorknob. Anything else?
Yes, you can help me figure out what to do with my money in the CD at the bank. It's about to mature and I don't know what to do with it.
Well, here's what I'd do. I'd use the money and buy an annuity from Woodman. As far as rates go, it's competitive with a CD, sometimes even better. And the earnings on your money will grow tax-deferred until you withdraw it.
And that's good, right?
Oh, that's very good, because you defer income taxes so you have more money for compounding. And unlike a mutual fund, a fixed annuity guarantees you'll never lose your principal, no matter how long you live.
So how'd you get so smart?
I'm sure it came from my mother.
Hi, I'm Jeff Sneed, your local Woodman of the World representative. Find out more about Woodman's full line of annuity products by calling me at 270-646-0354.
Insurance protection, financial security. Woodman of the World Life Insurance Society of Omaha, Nebraska. Woodman, with you through life.
All right, 6:30 at WCLU and 7 degrees. Let's go ahead and move into our cancellations again. First of all, I want to tell you about the fact that there's only 2 games on the local high school basketball schedule today. It's a girl-boy doubleheader in the All-A 4th Region quarterfinals, and that's Cumberland County visiting Todd Central. Now, that's the longest trip in the 4th Region, to go from Burkesville to Elkton. So I can't imagine how they're going to play that, but they may well have come up with a way to do that. But anyway, that's the only ball game that we have as far as basketball goes, and that may well get canceled, but we'll keep you posted on that. While we're talking about cancellations, let me tell you about Gethsemane Baptist Church. Child care is going to be opening about right now, 6:30. They'll close at 2 o'clock this afternoon. Cave City Christian Church is not having services tonight. Dave's Transportation is open for critical care patients only. The Boys and Girls Club, the Barron County Boys and Girls Club, will be closed today. Community medical care is closed today. Now let's shift into some school information for you. The KC, TCS, all campuses are closed today. WKU E-Town, Fort Knox, and Glasgow campuses are closed today. However, the main campus in Bowling Green and the campus in Owensboro are operating on a normal schedule today. And let's tell you about Barron County Schools, Glasgow Schools, Caverna, Edmondson County, and Metcalfe County schools are all closed today. Gethsemane Educational Institute is closed today as well. We think we're up to date here on WCLU. And as Ed Huckleberry was talking from K&N, there was some interesting sports from last night. Let's slip in here and see if we can get a little of that here before we check out the forecast for today.
Here's the score from the Kentucky News Network. I'm Scott Fitzgerald.
Well, the Kentucky Wildcats traveled to Columbia, South Carolina last night for an SEC matchup with the South Carolina Gamecocks. And, well, the night pretty much went like this.
Wes Myers gets a ball screen out top from Kotsar. Will take it strong to the rim, and that's a goaltending call. He went all the way to the rim with a finger roll, and getting a piece of it was Nick Richards. Count the basket for Wes Myers and give the Gamecocks the lead, 67-65.
That kind of night for the Cats. They blew a 14-point lead. They fall to South Carolina. Kentucky outscored 36-14 over the final 12-28, putting them at 14-4 overall, 4-2 in the SEC. Kevin Knox leading the way for the Cats with 21 points and 8 rebounds. Welcome Florida on Saturday. Louisville Cardinals finding themselves in South Bend, Indiana, taking on the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. This was Louisville head coach David Padgett before the game.
Seems like we've always gone up there and two things have happened. We've gotten beat by 30, or we've played well in the first half and been up, and then just lost the lead in the second half. So hopefully this will be the year. But they'll probably get healthy with one of their better players. But we just got to be ready for the challenge.
And well, here's what happened last night at the Joyce Center. Those in attendance treated to a little free basketball.
Notre Dame ball, no timeout. The inbound, 15 seconds to go, trailing by 2 in the second overtime. Here's Gibbs attacking. Gibbs gets in under a Mahmoud, puts it up, misses. Grabbed by Snyder in backcourt. 6 seconds to go and Snyder is fouled.
Ray Spalding scoring a career-high 23 points and grabbing 12 rebounds. Louisville escapes Notre Dame with an 82-78 double overtime win. The Cardinals improved to 14-4 overall, 4-1 in the ACC. They'll return home to welcome Boston College on Sunday. On women's college basketball, Murray State will look to maintain their momentum tonight as they travel to OVC leading Belmont in Nashville to be a double dip in the Music City for the Racers. They'll visit Tennessee on Saturday. University of Louisville women's basketball senior forward Maisha Hines-Allen named ACC Player of the Week after scoring 31 points and pulling down 12 rebounds in the Cards' 100-67 win over then number 2 Notre Dame last week. Tomorrow, the number 2 Cards look to maintain their perfect record as they visit Pitt. To the ice now, a big one for the Nashville Predators last night in downtown Nashville, hosting the red-hot Golden Knights. Position in the Western Conference up for grabs.
Sissons off the right board. Subban shot deflected away. Rebound. Kevin Fiala scores. Kevin Fiala gives the Predators the first goal of the night. 8 minutes into the third period.
Kevin Fiala scoring the difference maker. The only goal of the game, Nashville beats the Golden Knights 1-0. They've won 3 straight. They're 1 point now behind Winnipeg for first in the Central Division. They're back at it tomorrow when they welcome the Coyotes to Bridgestone Arena. And some good news out of the National Football League. Bengals fans paying it forward. According to the Blake Bortles Foundation, Bengals fans have donated $5,000 since the Jaguars beat the Steelers in the divisional round on Sunday. And speaking of the Bengals, long snapper Clark Harris is headed to the Pro Bowl. I'm Scott Fitzgerald.
This is the Kentucky News Network.
All right, it's 6:35.
We provide a necessary and vital service to our...
Seeing a whole new line of espresso drinks from McCafe.
Do you drop your change in the bottom of your purse? Did you know that loose change could help someone struggling to pay their electric bill? The Glasgow EPB has partnered with Community Relief for a new roundup program. By agreeing to have your EPB bill rounded to the next highest dollar, the change will be provided to Community Relief to help the less fortunate here in our community. Your spare pennies can make a huge difference for those struggling to pay for their vital electricity. If you're interested in the program, please call the Glasgow EPB at 651-8.
Morning. Let's go ahead and start off the weather outlook with Ray Stagey from the Weather Channel.
A very cold morning and some scattered flurries around. Otherwise, we're starting to see the clouds break up, partial clouds with sunshine as we head on through the daytime hours today. Good-looking day, but pretty cold. The damage done in terms of the precip, though, that's over with for the most part. 21 this afternoon. If you're not partly cloudy, you will be. Overnight tonight, a few clouds around 9. Better tomorrow, but not by much. Sunshine 35. Should get into the low 40s on Friday with sunshine. Saturday, cloudy, mid-40s, and then low 50s on Sunday with a chance of rain showers. I'm meteorologist Ray Stajic, the Weather Channel on WCLU, your home for local.
Thank you, Ray. Let me get the current conditions over here. The barometer this morning is at 30.51. The humidity is at 89%. You factor in the fact that we had 9/100ths of an inch of rain, 0.09, or of moisture content. Certainly no rain there. But you do the math, and as far as how much snow depth 9/100ths of water would create, that would be about a third of an inch, 0.36. Northwest winds at 5, 86% humidity. The wind chill is at about a -4 with that much wind. Just to be careful and actually just stay in. 7 degrees at WCLU.
Getting the new year started off.
4-1.
Lesenberry Do-It Center is Glasgow's only locally owned hardware store, and that means a lot to me. Lesenberry's has been in business for over 100 years. I walk in the store, they know who I am, and I get the help that I need. For me, Lesenberry's is the easiest place for me to shop, simply because it's a local family-owned business, and I feel comfortable when I'm there. And I'm glad there's still a place like that in Glasgow I can go to.
Who will be the future face of Pettigo Lesenberry? Through expert analysis, we've confirmed their potential. With intense training, we've prepared them for any occurrence. We've taken their strengths and made them stronger. Now it's time to see what they're made of. Presenting the future face of ISU Pettigo Lesenberry Insurance.
Hello, I'm Jared Pursley. And I'm Daniel Bird. And we're more than prepared to serve you here at ISU Pettigo Lesenberry Insurance.
Just cancellations here before we get into the birthdays, because we just talked with Amy from the Mary Wood Weldon Memorial Library, and believe it or not, they're going to manage to get the library open on shorter hours today. The Mary Wood Weldon Library will be open today from 11 a.m. until 5 p.m., so make sure that you are aware of that. I know a lot of folks love getting to the library, and it looks like that will be able to happen today between 11 and 5. Community medical care is closed today. Dave's Transportation and critical care patients only. Also, we have the Barron County Boys and Girls Clubs closed today. Be aware of that. And we'll get into some church cancellations, things of that nature in just a moment.
You have 1 hour. That's it. Puzzle and escape the room on time. It's the coolest new attraction at Ralphie's Fun.
Sir, I can't take that, and that's only about $120 anyway.
But the Magic Man pays 3 times face value at Glasgow Coin and Jewelry. Watch this.
We can make that happen.
Top dollar guaranteed.
Not to be confused with Magic Mike.
Escape room. I think that would be a fun thing to try. How good are you? All right, we got some birthdays here to share with you today. We have a father and son tag team on the birthday list. Alan White is 51 today, and his son Logan White is 11 today. He is 11 today. And Alan White is 51, so what a 40th birthday present Alan got a few years ago, I'm sure. Alana Thomas is 3. Teresa Whiteoff Whiteoff, I guess I'm saying that right, Weitauf. Teresa Whiteoff. But if I'm wrong, somebody call up and tell me, because I want to do it correctly. Here's a fine young fella, Andrew Pulliam, who is 26 today. Coach Coy Meadows with a birthday. Glenn Flanders, Linda King, Earl Hammond, Michael Nunnally, all with birthdays today. And we have the 54th wedding anniversary today for Leland and Willa Dean Hogue, number 54. Good deal. 651-9149-800-956-1023. I'll double check some of the other birthday submission points here, make sure we're in good shape, and then we'll come back and do the archives. Rain nor snow nor bitter cold will stop us from digging back, so hang on.
Citizens First
Hello.
That'll be $349.07. Sir, I can't take that, and that's only about $120 anyway.
But the Magic Man pays 3 times face value at Glasgow Coin and Jewelry. Watch this.
We can make that happen.
Top dollar guaranteed.
Not to be confused with Magic Mike.
Why the name Fire Pit Spirits? Because your beverage of choice is meant to be enjoyed with good friends, celebrating life, happiness, or just the end of a hard week of work. And, as always, it's meant to be consumed responsibly. So, whatever you're celebrating, gather around your fire pit, because good times are made with the ones you choose to keep in your circle. Fire Pit Spirits. Best selection, best service, best friends.
Well, another birthday here. Fine young lady. It's Miss Randy Woosley. Randy, your mama called up to wish you a happy birthday. So I want to be sure and add Randy Woosley to the birthday list here for today. Now, let's just go ahead and archive a bit while we're letting the dust settle, or whatever frozen dust turns out to be. And we're going to go back and check out the archives as we look at history from lots of interesting perspectives. And I can tell you today's are very, very interesting. So when we hear these words from our sponsors who make the presentation of the archives possible, Joseph A. Wade, Industrial Hardware Services, and Tony Hogan, Health Clinic, we'll come right back and do the archives.
15,000 inventory items, custom brake hoses while you wait, cylinder repair. Is there anything Joseph A. Wade can't do? Well, one thing's for sure, Joseph A. Wade Incorporated serves a large community of people who believe there's no job they can't do, and that's the same attitude Joseph A. Wade has in their line of work. So for the smallest screws, Allen wrenches, or drill bits, or even a 5-stage hydraulic cylinder measuring 25 feet in length, Joseph A. Wade's motto, no problem. Joseph A. Wade Incorporated, 311 Industrial Drive, Glasgow. The medical field has advanced tremendously over the last few decades, but for patients, it becomes more and more difficult to get an appointment with your primary care provider. However, the Tony Hogan Health Clinic offers an alternative, more old-fashioned, laid-back approach. So it's no coincidence they're located in the Mars Medical Building, a place that's always been known for its patient-first mentality. Whether it's a walk-in or a scheduled visit, Tony Hogan, nurse practitioner, and his staff are there to make sure you get the treatment you deserve. The Tony Hogan Health Clinic, 270-651-6707.
All right, 644 WCLU, 7 degrees. Let's go down memory lane, Angela.
I'm not a fan of 7 degrees.
No, well, it's I try to minimize my exposure to it.
Well, I mean, yeah, but still I'm not a fan.
But there wasn't a lot of scraping out there today because we did all that yesterday.
I have a carport.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so,
I'm going to rub that in a little bit.
Yeah, so that's fine. I don't have a carport, but I can deal with it.
There you go. And I did preheat, or what do you call it, warm up, whatever you want to say, the before I got in the vehicle this morning, so I didn't have to deal with the cold much. But just like sitting here looking at the temperature, 0.7.
Yeah.
It needs to be like 67.
Yeah.
77.
You preheated. You just thinking that car's an oven.
I got like cookies on my mind.
Right.
It's like those
Hang
break
on.
and bakes.
We can go to breakfast in a minute. We're preheating the car.
Well, what would you call it? Warming
I don't know.
Preheating it?
Yeah. I got some good archives here from 1918, first of all,
Okay.
Angela. And this would be, if Paul Harvey were still with us, he would say, here's some shop talk.
Okay.
Because it's shop talk from 1918. This was in the Glasgow Republican. And I just love the style of Mr. Jones and the Republican staff. 100 years ago, a small incident happened to our linotype just as we were closing up. Of course, that's a printing press.
Mm-hmm.
Just as we were closing up, it interfered with the latest. But in fact, there is no latest so far as the war is concerned, as there is little doing, and we will have to wait until next week to tell you the rest.
What?
So here's what it was. They had the linotype wouldn't type. And so they couldn't print the latest news, but they said that's not a big deal because there really isn't any latest news so far as the war is concerned. But anyway, you got to wait till next week to get the parts in to fix the linotype so they can crank out the paper.
Yeah. They're kind of like, there is no breaking news.
That's right. There is not. There's no latest from the war right now, so that's a good thing,
There you go.
1918, I find that to be very impressive local coverage of World War I.
Mm-hmm. Seriously.
Pretty good operation there for sure for the Republican. All right, let's move to 1928. I'm going to put all kinds of disclaimers on this story.
I already love it.
Because this is a different day and time.
Oh, no, I'm not going to like this.
A different day and time in the way things were and the way it was reported.
They wrote something dumb. Let's hear it.
Well, now, the thing is, this really, though, I got to tell you, Angela, this really tells us a lot about our past. Here we go, 1928. A lot of thieving has been going on in the Black Dot settlement on the Barron-Metcalfe County line beyond Coral Hill. Very recently, Robert Siddons, a colored man, and the writer says this is a colored settlement, lost a lot of meat. 5 hams, 4 shoulders, 3 sides, 2 jowls, and a lot of bones. That's a lot of meat.
Yeah.
Deputy W.T. Brandstetter of this county, along with Deputy Jeffrey of Metcalfe County, got a search warrant and found the meat in the crib of Alfred Stockton, a colored man, living just over the Metcalfe County line. The meat was under 15 barrels of corn, but this did not stop them from arresting Stockton. He is waiting orders for a free trip to Frankfurt. So, this black dot here, apparently a lot of African-American families live there, which is not, it wouldn't be a vital part of a news story this day and time.
That's just, I don't know.
Well, anyway, they lost a lot of meat, but I don't think it's very refrigerated underneath a barrel of corn, is it?
Well, no, but I mean, under 15 of them, come on now. He's like, y'all ain't finding this.
1928, it was in the crib of Alfred Stockton. So Alfred is going to go to Frankfurt, which is kind of where the state prison was in 1928.
Wow.
So hopefully Mr. Siddons got his meat back and eaten stolen meat. 1928. See there? That tells us a lot about the way we were.
I'm glad we're not like that anymore.
That's right.
Or at least not as bad.
Well, that's true. And, but it certainly was, it just wasn't, people just didn't think about it.
No, and they should have been thinking about it. Historically, people haven't thought about a lot of things they've needed to, though.
Let's go to 1938.
Okay.
A little bit of wrestling news here. Promoter Nick Shaw booked a real novelty for wrestling fans, a mud match.
Mud wrestling?
Yeah. One of the latest fads to sweep the country will be staged here.
I would go to a mud wrestling match.
A mud match means just what the name implies. The wrestlers play the game in 4 inches of plain old mud.
Plain old mud.
Spectators in other cities have wasted no time in getting away from the ringside when the mud begins to fly.
That's like Gallagher's coming somewhere close here before too long.
Yeah, break those watermelons.
I would have to sit in the front row of a Gallagher show. Like a mud wrestling thing, I would have to be like in the front.
A badge of honor.
Yeah.
But what I'm thinking about here is, of course, I don't know much about it, but so if you were ringside, that meant you were somewhere around a wrestling ring. So somebody had to create a mud pit.
Sometimes I think that might be a good idea when, like local government, like the city council or fiscal courts, whatever, can't get along and they can't agree on something.
Yep.
Just put up a mud wrestling ring downtown Glasgow and just let them fight it out.
Bragging rights.
There you go.
Tug of war.
Oh, I would crack up.
1948. Here's a story for you. A vacant house belonging to Joe Dugard on the Shirley Street in Glasgow, just off of the Burkesville Road, was destroyed by fire early Tuesday morning. This was the former Bill Ford residence. Back in the day, we didn't use house numbers as much in news stories.
Right.
We just said, well, this is where somebody used to live.
Yeah, turn beside old man Morrison's red barn down there.
At the old Briggs house.
There you go.
And everybody knew that. We don't know that these days, so it's not a valid way to report the news.
Right.
All right, let's see. This is 1958. Here's another interesting story. Archives is full of interesting stories.
Right.
An announcement has been made of the partnership between H.W. Goodman and Jack T. Goodman in the operation of the H.W. Goodman Company. The new concern will be known as the Goodman Candy Company. And it will continue to serve the business old customers as well as inviting new ones.
We need more candy companies.
Mr. Jack Goodman is widely known throughout the county, having served as a deputy sheriff, and Mr. Henry Goodman for many years has been a familiar figure along the route served by his company. Now, and 2 stellar gentlemen, too. I had the fortune of knowing Mr. Goodman and Mr. Goodman, and just fascinating gentleman to talk to, and but this was back in 1958 when they kind of got together and had their own business.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Again, we need more candy companies.
That's right, we do. And,
Cotton candy makers.
Yeah, it's just fun. It's fun to go out there because you walk in out there at Goodman Candy Company, you had no idea what all they had. You didn't know what to ask for because they had everything.
You just knew it was good.
That's right, it was good. Get a little something to go.
See, now thank goodness I got that Star Crunch a while ago.
Yeah, that's right, because you would have, you could have gone out there and gotten them a case.
See, stop rubbing it in. Somebody needs to open up a store like that now.
All right, let's go to 1968. We have, are you ready for this one? This would cause a rush on the bank this day and time, Angela. It was this day in 1968, there was an advertisement for the Heistville Deposit Bank now paying 5% on a one-year certificate of deposit.
Oh, people would be, yeah, they'd be fighting to get in there.
Big-time return on a simple investment in 1968 out at the Heistville Deposit Bank.
They ought to have the throwback sale at some of their throwback
right, yeah.
offer at some of these banks. Hint, hint.
Yeah, well, that one would trickle on down and cause some issues.
Yeah, it always does that.
I love the cynicism here. This is 1978, 40 years ago. And in 1978, this was the story, the headline in the Glasgow Daily Times. Another snowstorm hits the area.
There you go.
That's all they said.
Right.
But I can hear whoever was the typesetter setting up that headline in 1978. Dang, I'm tired of this snow.
I'm saying, like, I'm already tired of it.
So let's just say it like it ought to be said. Another snowstorm hits the area.
Yesterday I was driving on the bypass and the scraper truck was behind me.
Yeah.
And I thought, that's my luck. I'd be, in front of the scraper truck instead of behind.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, I don't know. Behind you is probably better. I don't know.
No, because if they were in front of me, I'd have a nice scraped road.
Yeah. Okay.
But people were still driving crazy yesterday.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We'll see that today too. I bet you.
Folks, if you can't drive in good weather when the roads are ice covered, stay home.
This is not time to show your prowess here.
No.
All right. This is a scary story from 1998. A wandering toddler is returned to safety of her home, which was in an apartment over the top of the Plaza Theater in Glasgow.
Wow.
1998, the babysitting grandmother fell asleep, and the child was out along Broadway near Taylor Auto Sales.
Oh, my goodness.
Which would be down the hill there in between, headed out toward Columbia Avenue.
Ooh-wee.
So anyway, this wandering toddler, you'd have to believe, there's no age here, but a toddler and wandering seems like a small child.
That's crazy.
And a busy road. But anyway, and the grandmother, fell asleep. I can see that happening.
I'm saying I've got a little niece, Ava, and, I fall out from exhaustion sometimes hanging out with her. She's wild.
But they're just so cuddly, too,
I mean, sometimes Ava's kind of mean.
Yeah, well,
I'm just saying.
Somebody kin to you is mean?
Dude, she's the meanest child God ever put a breath in. I love it. I love it.
All right, and then 2008, 10 years ago, this was in the news. October 2007, Eastern Elementary Students of the Month. Listen to these youngsters. Kristen Bowles, Olivia Nunn, Bailey Reese, Caitlin Reese, Brenya Burgess, Cody Crump, Tanner Long, Dylan Bowles, Mary Lowe, Jacoby Botts, Joanna Coulter, Alex Gibson, Riley Brock, and Haley Bunch.
There you go.
The All-Star Eastern Elementary Students of the Month from 2007. And those kids, I know a lot of those kids, and they've all grown up. That just seems to happen. And let's see, a program note coming up about 8 o'clock this morning. We're going to have Matt Shepard from Highland Elementary. He's
also known as Shep
Shep Shepard, that's right. He's got some nicknames. Depends on what crowd you're in. But he is going to be here to talk about the Lion King Jr. that is coming up as presented by the Highland Elementary students. And we're going to be anxious to talk about that. And we're going to be anxious to give you all the times and dates that you can take advantage of seeing this wonderful production from Highland Elementary students.
Definitely.
And that's coming up next hour. Well, actually, it's coming up in about an hour, looking at the clock right here. Mark's over there like he wants to say something.
Yeah, I used to actually rent that apartment above where that little child escaped from. Yep, it wasn't my child, by the way.
Was it easy to escape from that apartment?
Actually, no, because it's got a big set of steps that go down the back hallway there, and it's a beautiful apartment. It's got the big shiplap and all that that's popular now. It wasn't very popular when I was in there, but that'd be a hard one to escape from. But to make it all the way
toddlers
down,
are quick though.
well, you can turn your head and they're gone.
Well, with Mark, we're going to have to start writing down everything that boy has done because you are absolutely experienced.
Hey, well, I've lived fast. That's what you can say.
Maybe one of these days you'll be as cool as David Frazier and have a selfie to commemorate.
Yeah, that's right.
Well,
skydiving and apartments and you name it.
Well, that apartment up there, actually, they had to disassemble a hot tub to get it out of there. They had to saw it to pieces to get it out of there when they first redid that apartment. But I'm not sure who. I don't know. The toddler owned that or
travesty getting that to a hot tub.
Yeah.
Too much. Just too much. We got too much time on our hands here. We need to thaw something out.
I still think the whole mud wrestling for local government's a good idea.
That would be good,
I mean, it'd be much better coverage, Instead of me covering the back and forth, I could say, magistrate so-and-so down the other magistrate.
That's right. Here, this magistrate's got a good he's sort of a salt of the earth.
People say politics is dirty.
There's a few magistrates I probably don't want to see in a mud pit.
All right.
I'd cover it every time.
We'll do archives tomorrow, no matter what.
We can do it.
6:58. Thanks to Joseph A. Wade and to the good folks at the offices, not the offices, but actually it is the office, the Tony Hogan Health Clinic, helping folks stay well in the worst of weather.
TJ Regional Health offers a vast array of medical services in our community. The TJ Health Pavilion is home to over 35 family and specialty physicians, outpatient services center, the TJ Urgent Care, and the TJ Pavilion Pharmacy. The TJ Health Cave City Clinic is a walk-in medical care facility providing care 7 days a week with no appointment necessary. Stop by and visit one of our locations today.
Has a birthday today, and he was requested to be patted on the back and told he's good as gold, which is a true statement. So we got that worked out today. And if you see Michael Nunley around town today, you pat him on the back and tell him he's good as gold from WCLU. And a little taste of Texas. Coming right back, we'll get into the weather forecast again, and then we're going to play trivia. Yes, even on the coldest of mornings, we'll play a little trivia.
What type of...
At PBI Bank, we pride ourselves on providing great customer service with a hometown feel. We invite you to come in and meet our friendly staff who can help you apply for a mortgage, apply for an ag loan.
He also said, preach the gospel at all times, and when necessary, use words. Statements like these are similar to the words of our Lord Jesus. Matthew 5:16, let your light shine before others so that they can see your good works and give glory to your Father who's in heaven. You see, our lives should be an open testimony to the fact that we know, love, and obey the living God. When other people observe the way we talk and how we conduct ourselves, it should be obvious that we know Jesus. So again, I ask you, what type of sermons have you been preaching lately? This has been Bart Warren for the South Green Street Church of Christ.
Weather from the WCLU Weather Center. Brought to you by South Central Bank.
South Central Bank is a locally owned bank that cares about you.
Would you like to choose when you pay your electric bill? With EPB iPay, you can. iPay allows you to draft money into your electric account online or at our office. The myusage.com website lets you keep track of how much electricity you're using and lets you know your current balance. When your account's getting low, you can get reminders to add more money to your electric account by text or email. With iPay, there's no due date, no late fees. Sign up for iPay at the EPB office at 100 Mallory Drive.
Becoming partly cloudy, so it'll be a good-looking day. Overnight tonight, a few clouds with the stars will fall back to 9 above. Tomorrow above freezing, mostly sunny 35. Friday, plenty of sunshine, low 40s. Saturday, cloudy mid-40s. Sunday, some morning rain showers, highs low 50s. I'm meteorologist Ray Stidgick, a Weather Channel on WCLU, your home for local.
Thank you, Ray. 7 degrees as we get our start today. And let's see, we've had the barometers at 30.50. The snowfall, you take a 9/100ths of water and do the calculation, and you have about a third of an inch of snow. So that's where we are this morning. Weather brought to you by South Central Bank. Down at Glasgow Building Supply, they have really been...
Who will be the future face of Pettigo Lessenberry? Through expert analysis, we've confirmed their potential. With intense training, we've prepared them for any occurrence. We've taken their strengths and made them stronger. Now it's time to see what they're made of. Presenting the future face of ISU Pettigo Lessenberry Insurance.
Hello, I'm Jared Pursley. And I'm Daniel Bird. And we're more than prepared to serve you here at ISU Pettigo Lessenberry Insurance.
Growing with a proud community since 1902.
Lessenberry
You're watching WCLU's live and local morning show on all your favorite social media platforms, WCLUradio.com and EPB Channel 6.
Pass.
If you hadn't been to Colton Steakhouse and Grill, what are you?
Is Glasgow's only locally owned hardware store, and that means a lot to me. Lessenberry's has been in business for over 100 years. I walk in the store, they know who I am, and I get the help that I need. For me, Lessenberry's is the easiest place for me to shop, simply because it's a local family-owned business, and I feel comfortable when I'm there. And I'm glad there's still a place like that in Glasgow I can go to.
Everyone wants to know when McRib will be back, including Jamie, who shared that you must...
Hello.
That'll be $349.07. Sir, I can't take that, and that's only about $120 anyway.
But the Magic Man pays 3 times face value at Glasgow Coin and Jewelry. Watch this.
We can make that happen.
Top dollar guaranteed.
Not to be
023 Long John Silver's A&W All American Foods. They certainly have wonderful food out there, including that delicious fish and more, which you can win. But they also have some new things going on. Put your money where your mouth is. The Long John Silver Shrimp and Cod Basket is the best quality at the best price. For just $5.99, you get 4 shrimp, a thick, tasty piece of cod, fries, hush puppies, and a drink, $5.99. Saving money won't leave you hungry. Go to Long John Silver's and enjoy the Shrimp and Cod Basket, just $5.99.
At the family in Long John Silver's, eating their cod and shrimp baskets.
All right, here's the question. See how you do. This one should be intriguing. We'll see what we have. 651-9149-800-956-1023. And this is some research that was done several years ago in England. According to British scientists, which rock song has been proven to be the catchiest song of all time? According to British scientists, which rock song has been proven to be the catchiest song of all time? Interesting research. Hello. 651-9149-800-956-1023. And they did a bunch of research right here. I've got have the information about how they calculated this. But they did it, and so this particular song is the catchiest song of all time. Hello, Trivia.
Hi, is it Bohemian Rhapsody?
No, it's not right. Good thought, though. I think that's a catchy song. Trivia.
Rock Around the Clock?
No, it wasn't Rock Around the Clock. That's another catchy one. Trivia.
Satisfaction.
No, it's not right. This is actually I got to find the name of this group of people who did this. Scientists at Goldsmith University conducted research into what makes a song memorable. and they compiled a list of the 10 catchiest songs of all time. Which is the catchiest?
American Pie.
No, it's not right. Trivia.
Wannabe.
No. But I can tell you this, I don't really agree with what they came up with, but, you know, I'm not a scientist. I'm just, well, I guess I'm just an overaged disc jockey. Trivia.
Help.
No, it's not right. Pretty catchy, though. Trivia. Hello, Trivia.
Is it Ice Ice Baby?
No, it's not right. That's pretty catchy, too. Trivia.
Yellow Submarine.
No. This is the Goldsmith University scientists conducted new research into what makes a song memorable. And when they did all of this, they came up with this song as the catchiest of all time. Trivia.
Mambo 5.
No. Trivia.
We Are the Champions?
That's right. Who is this?
Kelsey Gregg.
Hello, Kelsey Gregg. How are you today?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing real good. Now, you know, that song is Queen. We are the champions, you know.
Yes.
And I'm going to tell you this, Kelsey Gregg. Do you have 2 G's or 1 in your last name?
2 D's.
Okay, all right, Kelsey. Here we go. It says here that in order to get these results, they observed thousands of volunteers singing a selected list of tracks. During the research, they discovered that singing a long song contained 4 elements: long and detailed musical phrases, multiple pitch changes in a song's hook, male vocalists, and higher male voices making a noticeable vocal effort. That's the formula they used, and that's how they came up with We Are the Champions.
Huh.
So
That's interesting.
you jumped all over that, Kelsey Gregg. And let me see if I can find the rest of the... Well, I know I can tell you this. I think number 2 was the YMCA by the Village People, which is another catchy song, but not as catchy as We Are the Champions. Classic
Well, that's good to know.
Queen. So you can take that with you and use that probably somewhere today. You think, Kelsey?
I think I can find somewhere.
Okay, you just at least people are going to ask. But now, if people hear you on the radio, they're going to ask you to sing the whole song. We better brush up on the words, okay?
Okay.
Okay. Have a good day, Kelsey Gregg. And you've won delicious Long John Silver's Fish and More. Okay.
Awesome. Thank you.
See you later. Bye bye. Kelsey Gregg. That's right. The catchiest song, debatable as it may be, but. These scientists did it, cranked it out with all types of criteria that was met. We are the champions. If you didn't know that, maybe it'll be something useful. Thanks to Kelsey Gregg, and thanks to Long John's A&W.
CBS News Update. People from Texas to New England are waking up to dangerous weather and bitter cold. WCBS TV meteorologist John Elliott in New York.
You're closer to the coast, you got warmer temperatures, it's rain, parts of the area, it's ice, and that line keeps them moving.
Parts of New England are getting slammed with as much as 8 inches of snow. Rivers have turned into glaciers, streets into frozen swamps. States of emergency are in effect in parts of the South. In western North Carolina,
we are getting gas, then we're going to the grocery store, going to get extra blankets, stay in the house and stay warm.
I'm Jim Krasula. Travel is tough in areas unaccustomed to much snow from Texas east to the Carolinas. Parts of North Carolina and Virginia could see a half a foot of snow.
Schools are closed now in more than 10 southern states. They are dealing with snow and ice in the Florida Panhandle as well. CBS News Update. I'm Deborah Rodriguez.
BR Tire. We're always on call and we answer the call. We know that's what keeps our loyal customers coming back season after season, year after year. With so many vying for your business, improving our service is not just a good practice, it's a necessity. From our easy-to-navigate website to our easy-to-deal-with service department, we work hard to make it easy for you to choose us. No one keeps you rolling like BR Tire on Lovers Lane.
Agency, growing with a proud community since 1902.
Hi, I'm Fred Parrish here
At the
Parrish
People's Bank in Glasgow, we believe that people still like the friendly atmosphere of a community bank. A bank where you're more than just a number. You get one-on-one personal service. A bank where your money is reinvested in the community. And decisions, well, they're all made locally. The People's Bank gives you everything you'd expect in a bank, including online and mobile banking. Get the banking you deserve. Located at 605C on Happy Valley Road in Glasgow. The People's Bank, working for you. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
This is WCLU Glasgow, WCLU FM Munfordville, W253BN Glasgow. Services of Royce Radio Incorporated.
7 degrees at WCLU at 12 minutes after 7 o'clock. As Ray Stajic says, dangerously cold today. Let's be aware of that. But we're going to moderate as we get into the weekend. We'll check in with Ray in a few minutes. Let's go to the newsroom now for our next check of local news and news director Angela Briggs. Good morning, Angela.
Good morning, Henry. In closings and cancellations for today, Barron County Schools is closed. Caverna, Edmondson County, Gethsemane Educational Institute, Glasgow Schools, Metcalfe County Schools, KCTCS, all campuses are closed. WKU, E-Town, Fort Knox, and Glasgow campuses are closed. Western Kentucky University in Bowling Green and Owensboro are operating on their normal schedule. Community medical care is closed. The Boys and Girls Club is closed. Dave Transportation, critical care patients only. Cave City Christian Church will have no evening services tonight. Gethsemane Baptist Child Care will be opening at 6:30 this morning and closing at 2. And the Mary Wood Weldon Library will be open today from 11 to 5. Weather and snow and ice-covered roads have been listed as contributing factors in yesterday morning's crash on Interstate 65. State police arrived at the scene of the crash around a 70-mile marker southbound near Bonneville yesterday morning. 54-year-old Kenneth Miller of Tampa, Florida, was driving an 07 Volvo Semi when he struck a state transportation cabinet safety patrol vehicle. 64-year-old Randall Simmons of Munfordville was in the patrol vehicle, which was parked in the emergency lane with their lights activated, alerting oncoming traffic of a stalled Greyhound bus. Upon impact with the safety patrol vehicle, the Volvo Semi continued traveling, striking a parked Ford F-150 service truck, which was parked in front of the safety patrol vehicle. As a result, the service truck then struck the Greyhound bus. A short time later, a second semi-truck and trailer commercial vehicle driven by 52-year-old Russell Collins of Fort Wayne, Indiana, struck the 07 Volvo Semi, causing further damage to both Miller's vehicle and the service truck. A total of 21 people were transported to area hospitals for treatment of injuries. 18 people from the Greyhound bus went to both Hardin Memorial Hospital and Caverna hospitals for treatment of non-life-threatening injuries. 3 occupants of the service truck were transported to area hospitals. 2 were treated and released. A juvenile was taken to Kosare Children's Hospital, where they were listed in stable condition. The investigation, according to state police, does continue. They want to thank Bonneville Fire Department, Upton Volunteer Fire Department, Munfordville, State Police Post 4, Commercial Vehicle Enforcement, Barron Metcalfe EMS, Hart County EMS, Hardin EMS, for assisting in the scene. From Barron County to Beale Street. Now, a couple of years ago, a mutual friend told me that I should invite Keith Hurt to come by the station. Now, I'm an avid supporter of local music and local musicians. While I'm no expert when it comes to music reviews, I do know what sounds good and what stands out. So on a random weekday just before noon, Keith Hurt and Lee Hammer walked into the station. Completely unassuming and down to earth, they began to set up in our production room. Now, I really didn't know what to expect. Considering today's headlines, I'm rarely ever shocked. As the duo began to warm up, I was completely taken off guard. Behind the genuine smile, which also radiates from his eyes, Keith Hurt has a voice that any blues artist would envy and has found a way to perfectly balance both the grit and the joy of blues music. And then Lee began to play the harmonica. Wow, I can see why Keith describes him as a lion.
He's a lion with the harmonica. He's a lion. Rawr. I mean, it's he gets big and he's so in, and you go ride with him. It's beautiful. It's fun. It's blues.
Well, I can't imagine the hours Lee has spent practicing. The sound seems to flow effortlessly as he plays, and I've always heard this as the sign of a truly talented musician. Now, when I asked Keith what he felt made for good blues music, he said it really wasn't about being perfect.
It ain't all about flash and being perfect. I mean, some of that good stuff is raunchy, out of tune a little bit. It's about the feel. It's about low light, thick smoke, sweat.
Perfect or not, this duo who calls themselves Hurt and Hammer arrived in Memphis yesterday to compete in the International Blues Challenge. Winning the regional competition and representing the Kentucky Blues Society, the sounds of Hurt and Hammer will be heard on Beale Street in Memphis, which is the original home of the blues.
That's the ultimate. I mean, with the restaurant stuff, it's the timing's all weird, but I'm going. I'm not going. I don't think there'd be much to keep me from going. And I don't care how much it snows. I got a GPS on my phone. We'll walk.
According to their website, the International Blues Competition represents the worldwide search for those blues bands and solo duo acts ready to perform on the international stage, just needing that extra break. Now, when it comes to his favorite blues musician, Keith didn't hesitate with his answer.
Muddy Waters would be my first choice. And when you get to Muddy, you go everywhere else. All things come from Muddy. They say Robert Johnson, but and some say Son House. Muddy knew Son House. He never met Robert Johnson. I think all things come from Muddy. And Howlin' Wolf. Howlin' Wolf drove himself up to Chicago in his own car with $3,000 in his pocket. He was always his own man. Muddy would be my guy.
The International Blues Competition is not an open competition. You must qualify to compete. To find out more and to hear a sample of this amazingly talented duo, you can search Hurt and Hammer on Facebook. And to find out more about the International Blues Competition, you can go online to blues.org. It's 7:19 a.m., 7 degrees.
BR Tire. We're always on call, and we answer the call. We know that's what keeps our loyal customers coming back season after season, year after year. With so many vying for your business, improving our service is not just a good practice, it's a necessity. From our easy-to-navigate website to our easy-to-deal-with service department, we work hard to make it easy for you to choose us. No one keeps you rolling like BR Tire. On Lovers Lane in Bowling Green and West Main Street in Glasgow.
Hi, I'm Fred Parrish here at Parrish Carpet in Glasgow, Kentucky. My parents started this business over 50 years ago, so we know flooring here at Parrish Carpet. We have a large showroom and a big selection in stock. We do custom binding and we do free estimates. We've served a lot of people in the 50-plus years, and we'd like to thank each and every one of you. So if you have a flooring need, come see us at Parrish Carpet.
Glasgow Prescription Center is the culmination of my husband's professional career. When he took over GPC, he didn't want to be just good. He'd already done that. He wanted to be great. And I think his patients would agree that he's done just that. Could he get by with a smaller staff? Sure. The gift shop, the flower shop, delivery people, a brand new facility, none of those things are required to have a pharmacy, but that's why it's not just a good pharmacy, it's a great one. I'm really excited to see what Robert is going to do next because I know he's going to put his heart into it.
Why the name Fire Pit Spirits? Because your beverage of choice is meant to be enjoyed with good friends, celebrating life, happiness, or just the end of a hard week of work. And, as always, it's meant to be consumed responsibly. So, whatever you're celebrating, gather round your fire pit because good times are made with the ones you choose to keep in your circle. Fire Pit Spirits. Best selection, best service, best friends.
City and Riley.
In more local news, West Central Kentucky gas prices are up by 3 cents on the week, averaging $2.37 a gallon, according to AAA East Central's fuel gauge report. On the national front, gas prices jumped 4 cents on the week, landing today's national average at $2.53. According to the EIA, gas demand increased by about 164,000 barrels on the week to register at about 8.8 million. At the close of Friday's formal trading session, West Texas Intermediate increased 50 cents. Oil prices edged higher last week following the release of their EIA report for the first week of 2018, which revealed domestic crude oil production dropped by nearly 300,000 barrels a day. The decline is the largest U.S. production drop since highly active hurricane season ended in mid-October of last year. Now, some market observers are encouraged that oil prices will continue to climb as production slows and inventories grow tighter. However, the drop in production may be short-lived. Baker Hughes reported last week the number of active oil rigs in the U.S. grew by 10, bringing that total number to 752. Now, when it comes to local averages for 1 gallon of regular unleaded, it's a three-way tie for the lowest. Smiths Grove, Brownsville, and Bowling Green are all at $2.39. Everyone else seems to be in a tie for the highest. Munfordville, Cave City, Horse Cave, Park City, Scottsville, Tompkinsville, Edmonton, and Glasgow are all at $2.43. Tom Latek with Kentucky Today says Governor Matt Bevin is proposing the elimination of 70 state government programs to free up money for his administration's top priorities, including retirement systems for teachers and government workers, to purchase new cruisers and weapons for state troopers, and to hire additional prosecutors and public defenders to eliminate a backlog of court cases. Bevin didn't specify which programs are on the chopping block in a speech yesterday to a joint session of the House and Senate, but he said they will be scattered throughout state government. Bevin said his budget aims to get the state's finances in order, calls for difficult choices to be made to deal with Kentucky's massive pension liability, which he estimates at $60 billion. He said some of the spending cuts he proposed could be avoided if lawmakers pass meaningful pension reform during the current legislative session. Projections call for modest revenue growth of 2.7% in 2019, 2.6% in 2020. Bevin's proposal would provide about $1 billion for the retirement fund of state employees, nearly $2.3 billion for teacher retirement over a 2-year period. In all, about 14.5% of the general fund revenue would be dedicated to retirement. The governor is also proposing $34 million to combat the state's opioid addiction crisis. While the budget proposal protects the state's per-student contributions to public education, it also would require school districts to help pay their employees' health insurance and to use their local reserve funds. These funds, he said, total nearly $1 billion and can be used to help with the cost of educating children and paying teachers. Bevin's proposal also calls on local boards to cut administrative costs and to move those dollars in the classroom. The budget calls for another $100 million bond pool to support workforce investment across the state. A similar bond pool was established 2 years ago. He also proposed spending $24 million to increase salaries of child protection workers and to add additional child protection workers. The salary increase would begin in July. Adoption and foster care would receive about $10.8 million because of the problems states have with children being removed from homes for abuse and neglect. Bevin hired Dan Dumas as an adoption czar last year to make recommendations, but has since terminated that position. The budget provides 75 new prosecutors and 51 new public advocates, a move intended to reduce a backlog of cases in the courts. State Police Commissioner Richie Sanders told lawmakers that the state's financial crunch has taken a toll on his agency's equipment. Bevin's budget proposal recommends new cruisers as well as new equipment for state police. The budget proposal also recommends the complete elimination of almost 70 programs, requires across-the-board cuts of 6.25%. House Majority Leader Rocky Atkins of Sandy Hook said there were a lot of bipartisan issues, but he expressed some issues with education. He said he also had reservations about school districts dipping into those reserve funds. In local 911 activity, there was a house fire yesterday morning on Slinker Road. The Hyattsville Volunteer Fire Department responded. There was the wreck on 65. State Police, Barron Metcalf EMS responded to that. A vehicle fire yesterday afternoon in Cave City. Cave City Fire Department responded there. And a late evening fire on Hollow Road. East Barron, Haywood, and Temple Hill Fire Departments responded. With WCLU Local News, I'm Angela Briggs at 7:26 a.m. Still just 7 degrees.
At PBI Bank, we pride ourselves on providing great customer service.
Number of state agencies from proposed budget cuts announced by Governor Bevin last night. In his State of the Commonwealth address, the governor says there needs to be a 6.25% budget cut across the board. The cuts serve a purpose.
The one thing I want to make clear to you
is that we are going to fund our pension system 100% of the obligation that is owed. That is going to happen in this budget.
Bevin's proposal calls for significant yet strategic cuts and complete elimination of 70 state programs. Seek funding for public schools will not be cut. On Tuesday, Governor Bevin announced he will shut down the state's expanded Medicaid program if the courts stop his plan for some people to work to keep their health benefits. The federal government has given him a go-ahead for the plan. The new Medicaid work requirement will impact about 350,000 Kentucky adults. Another cold morning in Kentucky and another morning of traffic problems on Interstate 65. A burst of snow this morning in Bullock County made the interstate extremely slick, causing numerous slide-offs and several accidents. Officials say state road crews are working to spread salt in order to help make for safer travel in the area. In the world of sports, the Kentucky Wildcats had a lead but couldn't hold it last night, and they lose to South Carolina. Head coach John Calipari.
There's an unwarranted arrogance that we get up, we're really good, or I'm really good, and I'm going to do what I'm choosing to do. I'm not going to listen to what you're saying. And that's what happened, and then it started rolling, and all of a sudden we couldn't stop the onslaught.
The Cats lose to the Gamecocks 76-68. Also last night, the Louisville Cardinals get a big win at Notre Dame, defeating the Fighting Irish in double overtime 82-78. I'm Ed Huckleberry.
This is the Kentucky News Network.
The hometown feel. We invite you to come in and meet our friendly staff who can help you apply for a mortgage, apply for an ag loan, open an account, or help with any other banking service. Trust PBI Bank to be your banking partner for personal or business accounts. Come visit or call us today. We are a Kentucky-based community bank serving the Commonwealth for more than a century. Stop in or visit online at pbibank.com to learn more about what we can offer you.
Lesenberry Do-It Center is Glasgow's only locally owned hardware store, and that means a lot to me. Lesenberry's has been in business for over 100 years. I walk in the store, they know who I am, and I get the help that I need. For me, Lesenberry's is the easiest place for me to shop, simply because it's a local family-owned business, and I feel comfortable when I'm there. And I'm glad there's still a place like that in Glasgow I can go to.
Glasgow Prescription Center is the culmination of my husband's professional career. When he took over GPC, he didn't want to be just good. He'd already done that. He wanted to be great. And I think his patients would agree that he's done just that. Could he get by with a smaller staff? Sure. The gift shop, the flower shop, delivery people, a brand new facility, none of those things are required to have a pharmacy, but that's why it's not just a good pharmacy, it's a great one. I'm really excited to see what Robert is going to do next because I know he's going to put his heart into it.
Why the name Fire Pit Spirits?
.729 at WCLU. We need to go ahead and talk about the weather forecast again. Ray Stajic is here to tell us about it. This weather update brought to you by Southern States.
A very cold morning and some scattered flurries around. Otherwise, we're starting to see the clouds break up, partial clouds with sunshine as we head on through the daytime hours today. Good looking day, but pretty cold. The damage done in terms of the precip, though, that's over with for the most part. 21 this afternoon. If you're not partly cloudy, you will be. Overnight tonight, a few clouds around 9. Better tomorrow, but not by much. Sunshine 35. Should get into the low 40s on Friday with sunshine. Saturday, cloudy, mid-40s, and then low 50s on Sunday with a chance of rain showers. I'm meteorologist Ray Stajic, the Weather Channel on WCLU, your home for local.
Thank you, Ray. Let's look at the current conditions. The barometer is at 30.59, humidity at 86%. Northwest winds at 5 miles an hour. And we've had about actually 36/100ths of an inch of rain stacking up or building up, as it were, when you calculate the water content. And we actually have this thermometer turned around. We have taken the jump from 7 degrees up to 8 degrees. It's good to see that turning around. This weather update brought to you by Southern States.
Whether you use propane for your home or...
Why the name Fire Pit Spirits? Because your beverage of choice is meant to be enjoyed with good friends, celebrating life, happiness, or just the end of a hard week of work. And, as always, it's meant to be consumed responsibly. So, whatever you're celebrating, gather round your fire pit because good times are made with the ones you choose to keep in your circle. Fire Pit Spirits. Best selection, best service, best friends.
Lesenberry Do-It Center is Glasgow's only locally owned hardware store, and that means a lot to me. Lesenberry's has been in business for over 100 years. I walk in the store, they know who I am, and I get the help that I need. For me, Lesenberry's is the easiest place for me to shop, simply because it's a local family-owned business, and I feel comfortable when I'm there. And I'm glad there's still a place like that in Glasgow I can go to.
Who will be the future face of Pedigo Lesenberry? Through expert analysis, we've confirmed their potential. With intense training, we've prepared them for any occurrence. We've taken their strengths and made them stronger. Now it's time to see what they're made of. Presenting the future face of ISU Pedigo Lesenberry Insurance.
Hello, I'm Jared Pursley.
And I'm Daniel Bird.
And we're more than prepared to serve you here at ISU Pedigo Lesenberry Insurance.
Growing with a proud community since 1902.
32 at WCLU. Let's talk about TJ Regional Health this morning. I have from Bart Logston the way that the different entities that TJ operates will be operating today. Family Medicine, which is at the Pavilion. Family Medicine at the Pavilion will be open up at 9 o'clock this morning and will be open until 1 o'clock this afternoon. The specialty clinics out at the Pavilion will be open normal hours today. TJ Urgent Care will be open, but not until 9 o'clock this morning. TJ Urgent Care will be open at 9 a.m. this morning. The clinic over at Walmart will be open today from 9 until 1, and the TJ Health Cave City Clinic will be open regular hours today. So there's several different hours for the different entities, but we'll continue to have those for you. We'll have those on the website, too, here just in a second, because this just now came in, so we'll make sure and get that taken care of for you. Also, I need to tell you, I'm going to go ahead and tell you about a couple of church cancellations. The Siloam Baptist Church services tonight are canceled. Cave City Christian Church is not going to have Wednesday night services as well. Gethsemane Baptist Child Care is open now, but they'll be closing at 2 o'clock this afternoon. Other information, the Barron County Boys and Girls Club closed today. Dave's Transportation, critical patients only. And we have the Marietta Library. It's going to be open today, yes. Going to be open, but not until 11 o'clock, and they'll stay open until 5 p.m. We have community medical care that is open today. WKU, E-Town, Fort Knox, and Glasgow campuses are all closed today. The main campus is going to be operating on normal schedule, as is Owensboro. All campuses are closed today over at KCTCS. And the Gethsemane Educational Institute is closed today. And we've gone over all of the high schools and the public education. We've covered all of that, so I don't want to confuse you anymore, but we'll continue to be sharing information that's very important to where you're trying to get to today here on WCLU. 7:35. I'll check the birthdays coming up straight ahead.
Hi, I'm Fred Parrish here at Parrish Carpet in Glasgow, Kentucky. My parents started this business over 50 years ago, so we know flooring here at Parrish Carpet. We have a large showroom and a big selection in stock. We do custom binding and we do free estimates. We've served a lot of people in the 50-plus years, and we'd like to thank each and every one of you. So if you have a flooring need, come see us at Parrish Carpet.
The Glasgow EPB is on Facebook and Twitter. Be the first to know when the EPB makes improvements such as new channels or new services. Wondering what's going on during an outage? The EPB provides constantly updated information that you can receive via Twitter on your cell phone. Plus, learn great new tips to lower your bill. On Facebook, just search for Glasgow Electric Plant Board and click the like button at the top right. On Twitter, search for the Glasgow EPB, then follow us and have updates linked to your cell phone. The Glasgow EPB, bringing you the future fast.
Hello.
That'll be $349.07.
Sir, I can't take that, and that's only about $120 anyway.
But the Magic Man pays 3 times face value at Glasgow Coin and Jewelry. Watch this.
We can make that happen.
Top dollar guaranteed.
Not to be confused with Magic Mike.
BR Tire. We're always on call and we answer the call. We know that's what keeps our loyal customers coming back season after season, year after year. With so many vying for your business, improving our service is not just a good practice, it's a necessity. From our easy to navigate website to our easy to deal with service department, we work hard to make it easy for you to choose us. No one keeps you rolling like BR Tire on Lovers Lane in Bowling Green and West Main Street in Glasgow.
Nothing comes before coffee.
How can I help you, gentlemen?
That's why we're introducing a whole new line of espresso drinks from McCafe. Nothing comes before coffee.
How can I help you, gentlemen?
That's why we're introducing a whole new line of espresso drinks from McCafe.
Legendary.
It's Logan White's 11th birthday. Logan's dad is Alan White, and Logan's dad is 51 today. Happy birthday to Alana Thomas, who is 3. Teresa Whitehoff with a birthday. Andrew Pulliam. Andrew is 26. Coy Meadows. Glenn Flanders. Linda King. Earl Hammonds. We have Michael Nunnally with a birthday today. And we have one anniversary couple, but it is a biggie. It is Leland and Willadine Hogue, number 54 for Leland and Willadine Hogue today. Congratulations. 651-914-9800-956-1023. Online here from WCLUradio.com. Get them in because we're going to be drawing within the hour for a birthday cake from Dairy Queen. And we're also going to be drawing within the hour for a beautiful rose from Greer's Florist. Certainly things that are much sought after, so be sure and get those names in here. Up next, Tidbit News.
Are you looking for a new career?
Center is Glasgow's only locally owned hardware store, and that means a lot to me. Lessonberry's has been in business for over 100 years. I walk in the store, they know who I am, and I get the help that I need. For me, Lessonberry's is the easiest place for me to shop, simply because it's a local family-owned business, and I feel comfortable when I'm there. And I'm glad there's still a place like that in Glasgow I can go to.
Why the name Fire Pit Spirits? Because your beverage of choice is meant to be enjoyed with good friends, celebrating life, happiness, or just the end of a hard week of work. And, as always, it's meant to be consumed responsibly. So, whatever you're celebrating, gather round your fire pit, because good times are made with the ones you choose to keep in your circle. Fire Pit Spirits. Best selection, best service, best friends.
TJ Regional Health offers a vast array of medical services in our community. The TJ Health Pavilion is home to over 35 family and specialty physicians, outpatient services center, the TJ Urgent Care, and the TJ Pavilion Pharmacy. The TJ Health Cave City Clinic is a walk-in medical care facility providing care 7 days a week with no appointment necessary. Stop by and visit one of our locations today.
Who will be the future face of Pedigo Lesenberry? Through expert analysis, we've confirmed their potential. With intense training, we've prepared them for any occurrence. We've taken their strengths and made them stronger. Now it's time to see what they're made of. Presenting the future face of ISU Pedigo Lesenberry Insurance.
Hello, I'm Jared Pursley.
And I'm Daniel Bird.
And we're more than prepared to serve you here at ISU Pedigo Lesenberry Insurance.
Growing with a proud community since 1902.
At PBS.
Well, let's see. We just talked to Miss Sharon out at Dairy Queen. We're used to talking to Miss Sharon. Every day she's the person we report to with the winner of the Dairy Queen birthday cake. However, today it's a different conversation to let us know that Dairy Queen is going to be closed today. And so Dairy Queen will not be open today. It's the Glasgow Dairy Queen on the bypass. We want to be sure and keep you updated on that. And looking at all my different notes here, I'm going to repeat this TJ information again because it's just kind of happening quickly here. Let's deal, first of all, with the family medicine program that's at the Pavilion. Family medicine at the Pavilion is going to be open today, starting at 9 o'clock and continuing until 1 o'clock. The specialty clinics at the Pavilion will be open their normal hours today. TJ Urgent Care is open this morning at 9 o'clock. Of course, that's located out at the Pavilion as well. The clinic at Walmart is going to be open from 9 until 1 today, and the TJ Health Cave City Clinic will be open their regular hours today. So be aware of that, and we'll keep posting that on our website, etc., etc.
Citizens First Mobile Banking makes your nearest branch as close as your mobile phone. It's easier than ever to access your accounts, check your balances, review transactions, and make transfers. You can even pay bills, and now you can deposit a check right from your smartphone, anytime, anywhere. If your phone is ever lost or stolen, your mobile banking tools are safely locked behind strong security. Just visit citizensfirstbank.com and learn how to take care of your accounts on the go. Mobile banking with Citizens First, wherever you are, whenever you need it.
Approval required for mobile deposit. Visit your Citizens First branch for details. Member FDIC.
From the north, south, east, west, NEWS, here's the latest news.
Well, we seem to have been dealing quite a bit with factual things such as cancellations, etc., etc., etc. So I think it'll do us all a little good to step aside and do some tidbit news.
Indeed.
Yes. It never stops. It's like cold weather. It never stops.
Right. No, there's always crazy people.
I got this one. This is really actually not really about crazy people, but this is a interesting story to learn about today. German linguists have declared the phrase alternative facts as the non-word of 2017.
Okay.
White House aide Kellyanne Conway used the phrase last year when asked why President Donald Trump's then press secretary Sean Spicer mischaracterized the size of the president's inauguration crowd. A team of 6 language experts at Darmstadt University chose alternative facts from among 684 suggestions.
And see, facts are just facts. Like, you can choose whether or not to include them.
That's right.
But
You
I
can
mean,
use some alternative ones, I guess.
I'm saying.
Like non-facts.
Each year, the panel singles out a phrase that runs counter to the principles of democracy or human dignity.
Well, I mean,
that's some interesting criteria. Last year, it chose the German term Volksverräter, roughly translated traitor to one's people.
Farfignugan.
That's right. Used by far-right groups to label politicians that they didn't agree with. So now at least last year it was a German word. This year it's an English phrase.
Well, I mean,
alternative facts.
Alternative facts, also known as lies.
Well, I mean, it's those are the different choices of facts.
I wish they'd all quit fussing and get down to business.
That's right.
It's what you said.
Story number 2. This one bothers me because we had the over in Hawaii, we had the guy that hit the button.
Oh my gosh, Stephen Colbert was talking about that, and it's the funniest thing. So he says he's like, that the person that accidentally hit the button, that they're going to come back to work, but in a different position.
Yeah.
He's like, why? That is the one person on the planet that would never, ever accidentally hit that button again.
Yeah. Well, the part about it that cracks me up, I mean, it's not funny, but it took 38 minutes for them to fix that problem, and now they've installed.
Because he's probably sitting there panicked out, thinking, "Oh my gosh, what have I done?"
Well, that and I think it's interesting.
Where's my passport?
There's an interesting story floating around that it necessarily wasn't an accident, and kind of leading into that story also is the fact the next day it happened in Japan. And somebody in a very similar position did exactly the same thing. And so, people are starting to lead to believe that, maybe this is an understory, so to speak, an alternative fact.
Well, here's why I brought it up. The National Weather Service says the bright light and what sounded like thunder in the sky across the Detroit metropolitan area may have been a meteor.
Oh, wow.
What?
I'm hoping these folks didn't train at the same place.
I mean, they both start with
I
M,
need
but
more
meteor
than-
and missile, way different.
I need more than 38 minutes to get ready for a meteor.
Well, you know, that was
But
a
you don't
rough
have any.
38 minutes, too.
Yeah.
You know.
Meteorologist Jordan Dale says the Weather Service has not been able to confirm that it was a meteor, despite reports and videos received by the agency late yesterday.
Well, there'll be a bunch of people up there looking for it because the little pieces are worth a ton of money.
He says, quote, it was not thunder or lightning or weather related. Some residents reported their homes shaking. Mr. Dale says the Weather Service is trying to determine what caused the light and the noise, calling it a rare occurrence. I'm just hoping whoever's watching for meteors is a little more sure of themselves.
They're all just panicked out thinking, how can I talk myself out of this situation?
Yeah.
Let me, okay, first of all, they can detect a launch when it happens. I mean, the United States has a capability to detect this stuff beyond anything that we could ever imagine.
Not the launch of a meteor, though.
No, well, of course not. Well,
We can see galaxies light years away. And
they
can't
actually
see a
do
meteor.
have a whole team of people who scan the night skies on a regular basis for meteors that are not currently documented. And at the time, they're not meteors; they're asteroids. But there is a whole category of not meteorologists. What's the word I'm not looking for? Everyone always calls them
Kooks.
meteorologists. Yeah, kooks. There you go.
Henry said kooks.
Kooks. Yeah, they just watch for asteroids that don't belong where they're at, and they watch for near Earth objects. They call them.
Meanwhile, 38 minutes after the guy accidentally hit the button.
Boom.
All right, story number 3. This is we're not talking about science here. We're talking about how sports crazy is our country.
Yeah.
There's a man accused of being ejected from a Philadelphia Eagles playoff game because he was intoxicated.
No way.
And he didn't have a ticket. And then he punched a police horse in the face.
What?
And he has been charged with assault.
A drunk, ticketless man punched a police
He
horse.
did the Mongo move and knocked the old ox out, huh?
22-year-old Taylor Hendricks was turned away from Saturday's game between the Eagles and the Falcons, and so then he approached a mounted police officer and started punching a horse named Nicky in the face.
I mean, because it's the horse's fault, right?
That's right. Face, neck, and shoulder, I might add.
Wait a minute, the horse's name was what?
Nicky. Police say that some blows landed on the officer's legs. He was charged with aggravated assault, trespassing, and taunting a police animal.
It takes all kinds of people.
Yeah, that's right. Where's the intoxication charge here? Police say the horse, or actually that becomes obvious. Police say the horse and the officer weren't injured. By the way, the Eagles won the game 15-10, but buddy boy, you missed it.
So he was drunk, mad, punching a horse, and still nobody was... Yeah, never mind.
That's right.
Well, I mean, he's an Eagles fan. What can you say?
And finally, this story, let's end on a happy note here, okay?
All right.
Well, actually, it's not necessarily a happy note, but it's a good feeling note here.
Okay.
There's a firefighter up in Indiana who rushed to save a 5-year-old girl after she picked up a makeshift bomb hidden in a retail store.
What?
Well, this guy was surprised during his retirement party to be reunited with that now 34-year-old woman.
Wait, what? The kid picked up a fake bomb?
Yeah, but back, 29 years ago. And so they brought this lady who this guy saved her life back when she was 5. Now she's 34, and she came to his retirement party.
See, that's what I'm saying about toddlers. You know what I'm saying? You turn your eyes, you go, turn your back for a second, picking up bombs and
Next thing you know, they've got a time bomb in their hands. You never
There's a
know.
million things in that store. They're going to find the one bomb.
That's that. Now there's some truth. If it's the one thing that they can't have, they will most definitely find it.
Firefighter John Moriarty was shopping at a Kmart store when the girl picked up a bomb that had been fashioned inside of a toothpaste container in 1989. The explosion blew off the girl's left hand and eye. Mr. Moriarty, who's a medical student, used store supplies to save the girl's life. And now she is 34 and came to the retirement party to thank him.
Well, that's nice. Yeah, no kidding. So I wonder if they caught that guy that done that or whatever.
Well, I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, some toothpaste aficionado who
I
can
guess so.
use the can.
And just when I thought it couldn't get worse than a ticketless drunk punching a police horse.
That's right. Named Nicky. All right.
Oh man, that's
Don't
good
get
stuff.
Don't get your Nickies in a wad.
Ain't that it?
Yeah, old horse Nicky.
Tidbit news. That's for today.
Good morning, friends. When my son was young, we used to go fishing occasionally. I remember one particular trip when he was only 2 years old. We were fishing from the bank of the creek, and my son kept getting closer and closer to the edge of the water. Now, the water at the edge was about 3 foot deep. I cautioned and cautioned, but soon he stepped off into the creek, completely unaware that he was in danger until he was in over his head. I reached into the water and gently lifted him out to safety. From then on, he was somewhat more careful to listen to my warnings of possible danger. Well, at least on that one day. I think of that event sometimes and realize that that's how God is dealing with me each day. He gently warns me of the dangers of foolish sin, and I often do not listen to him as closely as I should. Then I find myself in the clutches of dangerous activity or thought. It is at such times that my Father God has rescued me time and time again. He's always watching. I need to learn to always listen. I don't want to get in over my head, do you? But if I keep getting too close to the edge, that's going to happen. This is Danny White for the Refuge Church of Christ.
We pride ourselves on providing great customer service with a hometown feel. We invite you to come in and meet our friendly staff who can help you apply for a mortgage, apply for an ag loan, open an account, or help with any other banking service. Trust PBI Bank to be your banking partner for personal or business accounts. Come visit or call us today. We are a Kentucky-based community bank serving the Commonwealth for more than a century. Stop in or visit online at pbibank.com to learn more about what we can offer you.
Hi, I'm Fred Parrish here at Parrish Carpet in Glasgow, Kentucky. My parents started this business over 50 years ago, so we know flooring here at Parrish Carpet. We have a large showroom and a big selection in stock. We do custom binding and we do free estimates. We've served a lot of people in the 50+ years, and we'd like to thank each and every one of you. So if you have a flooring need, come see us at Parrish Carpet.
Glasgow Prescription Center is the culmination of my husband's professional career. When he took over GPC, he didn't want to be just good. He'd already done that. He wanted to be great. And I think his patients would agree that he's done just that. Could he get by with a smaller staff? Sure. The gift shop, the flower shop, delivery people, a brand new facility, none of those things are required to have a pharmacy, but that's why it's not just a good pharmacy, it's a great one. I'm really excited to see what Robert is going to do next because I know he's going to put his heart into it.
Everyone wants to know when McRib will be back, including Jamie, who shared that you must answer its call.
Jamie, McRib is back. You posted, and we answered.
McRib is back. Answer its call for a limited time, only at McDonald's.
The big production of The Lion King Jr. coming up at Highland Elementary, and you talk about some kids who are excited. And the director is excited as well, and the parents, and the community. So we're going to be talking about that here just in a couple of minutes. We've got to get our timing all straightened out here, and I think I'll play a commercial, and we'll come right back. Should be ready to roll with these youngsters here. Are you having trouble digging out? Let me tell you this.
Attention, if your home or business experiences frequent drainage clogs and backups, Spots Plumbing now has a new jetter system that implements hot and cold water options to rid your drains of excess grease, roots, and any other substance that's causing you trouble. Ask about the Jetter Drain Cleaning System today, 678-1970.
There's way more than just the name. Spots Plumbing, while being the first you should call for your plumbing needs, is also the number you call if you need your driveway plowed or if you need salt spread to help melt the ice away. 270-678-1970. Let Bots be the first you call.
Residential and business customers, listen up. SCRTC has 3 long-distance plans that will save you money. Simply 100. Pay $1.95 for 100 minutes. Thrifty 350. Pay $3.95 for 350 minutes. Deluxe 3500. You pay $12.95 on the main line and $6.95 on every line after that and get 3,500 minutes. Overages apply. Call today for details. SCRTC.
Hey, don't forget today it's Michael Nunnally Day. Now, Michael has a birthday today, and it timed out perfectly that we were able to pat him on the back today on his birthday and let him know he's good as gold from his friends here at WCLU. And a little taste of Texas, where they're looking forward to seeing you down there. Of course, the weather's played a little bit of havoc, but boy, when we get to go back, it's going to be good.
Do you hear a squeak? Do you hear a clunk? Is your vehicle making noises it shouldn't be making? If so, stop by Quality Auto Repairs at 300 Reynolds Road and let one of our quality professionals give you some quality advice. Quality Auto proudly installs Jasper engines, transmissions, transfer cases, and differentials with a 3-year, 100,000-mile parts and labor warranty. Large, small, or tires, Quality has it all. Call us for your automobile or trailer tire needs or stop by Quality Auto Repairs, 300 Reynolds Road for some quality service and quality advice.
All right, I just love this. This is really good. We've got company here, and well, let me see. First of all, I want to welcome Matt Shepard to the radio today. Now, Matt Shepard is your official title, I guess. Are you the music teacher director at Highland Elementary?
I'm the general music teacher at Highland
Hit the
Elementary.
microphone right there. I surely know. Hit that switch right there. You've operated one of those before.
Check 1, 2.
There he is. Okay, so anyway, what we're doing is we have a special guest in the studio of Matt Shepard, the music teacher at Highland Elementary. And
That's right.
you know, Matt told me that he didn't think that he'd be able to get the kids here because of the weather. And so we were going to just try to wing it, but look what happened. If you're watching with us on television or if you are watching on our live Facebook Live feed, we've got 4 young students in here along with Matt Shepard.
We've got some brave souls, and we've got some very awesome parents that were able to bring these kids here. Didn't want to miss out on an opportunity to be on the radio this morning with you, Henry, here supporting WCLU and getting the opportunity to talk about our show that's coming up pretty soon here at Highland Elementary.
It really is. And, you know, this is the Lion King Jr., and there's been a whole lot of chatter in the community about the fact that you guys and girls are going to be doing this. There's been a lot of talk about it, and it's fixing to all come together. So first things first, Matt, give us the who, what, when, where, and why, all right?
Absolutely. So it's this weekend, and you got 3 times to come see it. On Friday at 7 p.m., we'll have our showing.
Okay.
And then Saturday, January 20th at 7 p.m. as well. And then Sunday, we have a matinee at 2:30 p.m.
And all these performances will be where?
Those are all at Highland Elementary.
Okay.
And the tickets are going to be sold at the door. It's going to be $5 a person.
What a bargain.
But children 4 and under will be able to get in free. So we want to get those kiddos. I know they're the ones that have the greatest imagination anyway.
Sure.
So we want to make sure that they come and see it as well. So bring your kids. We're going to have a great time. These kids here that we have here and all the kids that are in the production have just worked diligently and so hard, but we've also had fun too.
Everybody's been involved, and I know it's a really a fun thing to be a part of. If you want to take that mic out of the holder right there, and we will reach down here. We'll get these youngsters to tell us who they are, and maybe if they want to talk about if there's a particular role they play in the production, and we'll just make this work. Good morning. Who are you?
Hadley Stinson, and I'm Zazu in the play.
Zazu? Is that right? Well, Hadley, my goodness, that sounds like a big role. Do you enjoy playing Zazu?
Yes.
Have you enjoyed being in the production with all of your pals here from school? It's probably a lot more than what you thought it was going to be before you got in, right?
Yeah.
All right, Hadley. Well, listen, hand the microphone over there next door to your neighbor. We'll swap places here.
I'm Carly Hagan, and I play Young Simba.
Young Simba. Now, that sounds to me like that is a difficult role to play, Carly Hagan.
Not really.
Not really?
I have a lot of lines, but I'm getting the hang of it, and I practice at home.
Okay. Well, that's good. You see, these kids have been are fully invested in time and effort, and Mr. Shepard is going to enjoy seeing how all this works out this weekend for sure. Young Simba. Okay, now we've got a couple of more young ladies over here. We want to find out who these folks are. What's your name?
My name is Chloe Ball, and I play Young Nala.
Okay, Chloe. So you're gonna play another young version of Nala, right? Well, that ought to be fun too. And have you been enjoying working with these youngsters?
Yes.
And How many kids would you say are in the play?
72.
72. Boy, you weren't even guessing, were you? You know, Chloe, how many's in there. That's a bunch of kids, and a bunch of work has been done. And I know that when you get up on that stage here this weekend, you're going to be awful proud to look out there and see an audience who appreciates what you all have been doing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, thank you, Chloe. We got one more we want to meet over here. What's your name?
Ellie Ball.
Hello, Ellie. How are you doing?
Good. How are you?
I think you're related to Chloe, aren't you?
Yes.
Okay, I figured as much. That's right. I can tell that, the red bow and the black bow. And then having a mother in the hallway, I figured that one out too. Now tell me this, what role do you play?
I play the older version of Simba.
Okay, so you're the more advanced Simba, right?
Yes.
And so you're standing right there's young Simba over there. So you all kind of have to, I guess, coordinate so that you look like the older version of her. You're going to have to make sure that you all kind of do a lot of things similar, don't you?
Yes.
And I bet it's been fun learning about how all this works, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Now, what do you think about Mr. Shepherd there? Does he make it fun?
Yes.
You know, he's one of these fun kind of guys. And obviously to get 72 kids, and I'm sure a lot of support from the folks in the school, as well as a lot of support from the folks who have been helping with things like set, helping with tickets, helping knock on doors, and just make sure everybody knows about this. Well, congratulations. I'm really thinking that you all are going to have a big turnout. It's going to be, I think coming into the weekend, the weather will turn and everybody's house burned because they've been stuck at home. What better way to get out and about than to come see the Lion King Jr. at Highland Elementary? All right? Hand that microphone back up there to Mr. Shepherd. Now, Mr. Shepherd, it seems to me like you've got a wonderful, this representative here, the cast you have is wonderful.
We have some pretty awesome kids, and these are some of the cream of the crop at Highland Elementary, but every kid, and what's special about this show is that there is no real superstar in this show, and every kid gets to be featured in some way, from Simba doing something special to young Simba doing having a solo to just a kid being an elephant, and how much thought and how much effort we wanted to put into that. We spent countless hours putting together this giant elephant so that even the elephants could be proud of their character. And so we're just excited for this one in particular, just because he gets to feature more students that way.
Yeah, and of course, with the fact that the director is also the music teacher.
That's right.
He's pretty good at music, don't y'all think? So I think we're going to see that evidence in the production as well. Hey, Mark, you want to swap studios and get over where the video is? Because we had that video that Wes did in his Project Social.
Oh, it was a great video.
And we're going to
had fun with that.
Our audience is going to get to see that video that Wes did here just in a second.
Great.
We kind of had that stand by in case some of the youngsters weren't able to be here today.
Yeah.
But hey, should we put the parents on the air? They're saying no.
Dun, dun, dun.
Since they got them here today.
They are very brave and courageous this morning.
That's right. These smiles here, it's going to be a fun weekend. So
with these smiles here, you wouldn't imagine that it's snowing outside, so I'm proud of them for getting here, and thank you to the parents for bringing them.
Okay. Well, I thank you all for being here. Before we go to the video, give me the who, what, when, where, and why one more time there.
Absolutely.
Matt.
The Lion King Jr., presented by Highland Elementary, will be at the Highland Elementary School this Friday, January 19th at 7 p.m., Saturday, January 20th at 7 p.m., and Sunday, January 21st at 2:30 p.m. Tickets are $5 at the door, and then children 4 and under can get in free.
And I bet you none of these little girls right here will ever remember that it was 7 degrees the day before the play.
Ooh, that's right.
Well, actually, look here. We're at 8 degrees now.
Oh, we've gone up.
We're actually getting in the right direction there.
That's right.
Okay, we're going to watch the video. Mark, if you want to take it, this is a video that Wes did with Project Social to promote the Lion King Jr. We'll get to meet some more of the youngsters. Go right ahead, sir.
Jumbo Flint, I have been awaiting your arrival. Who am I ask you. The question is, who are you? I know who you are. You are the one true king that will join us at Highland Elementary for our production of The Lion King.
Hey everybody, guess what? I'm gonna be king of Pride Rock. My dad just showed me the whole kingdom, and I'm gonna rule it all.
Oh, goody. Well, forgive me for not leaping for joy. Bad back, you know.
Young sire, where are you, young sire? Oh, young sire, there you are. We must leave at once. The Lion King Jr. performing at Highland Elementary is way beyond the boundary of the Pride Lands. Very dangerous.
She's right, Simba. Only the bravest of lions go there.
Danger? Ha! I walk on the wild side. I laugh at the face of danger.
Ah, you big hairball! Look, if you're thinking about coming and checking out Highland's play The Lion King this year, we got 2 words that will solve all your problems. Hakuna Matata. It's our motto.
What's a motto?
Nothing. What's the motto with you?
Surrounded by idiots! So it's with a heavy heart that I invite you to the Lion King Jr. at Highland Elementary.
No, Scar!
Simba! I'm a little surprised to see you alive.
The pressures of ruling a kingdom are no longer yours. Step down, Scar, and run. Run away and never return. Whew! Now that we got that slobbering, mangy poacher, we would love for you to come and experience the Lion King Jr. with us at Highland. Our performances will be held at Highland Elementary School on Friday, January 19th and Saturday, January 20th at 7 p.m. We will also have a matinee on Sunday, January 21st at 2:30. Tickets for our showtime will be measly $5 with an extra opportunity to give back to our school as well.
What do I gotta do to get you to come? Put on a dress and dance the hula?
Stop it, Timon. What I was trying to say was we would love to have the community to come and join us.
So come hit these woods and have faith as we invite you to join us in the great circle, the circle of life.
Yes, it's coming up this weekend, and thanks to these youngsters and Matt Shepard and everybody coming in to make sure that we get to tell the community about Highland Elementary and the Lion King Jr. Stand by for the 8 o'clock morning edition.
CBS News Update. Winter weather takes over from south to north and points in between.
If you can delay travel until the roads warm up enough where it melts the ice.
Lieutenant Eddie Elmore is with the Florida Highway Patrol dealing with ice-covered bridges in the Panhandle that have been closed to traffic. Jeremy Grace,